Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. Today I will be reviewing the new NBC crime drama series called The Irrational, created by Erika Mittman, starring Jesse L. Martin. The show emerges as an intriguing new series that holds great potential, considering NBC is a huge platform. This show offers a unique perspective on the conventional police expert character trope, marked by its intelligence and suspense. The show has been adapted from Dan Ariely's book, Predictably Irrational, which is apparently known for its interesting concepts. The book is a bestseller, and interestingly enough, Dan Ariely himself was a renowned behavioral economist and psychologist. So, you can already tell that the show has a good backbone for support. I think this series has the potential to revolutionize the genre of crime storytelling. And to be honest, I was craving to watch something like Sherlock, the detective crime genre, but with a twist, and this show served. Martin's portrayal of Alec is obviously rooted from his past acting experience, having previously acted in many crime dramas like The Flash, Law & Order, and The X-Files. That resume did justice to his character in the show. The rest of the actors are very well casted too. So here's my take on the first episode titled Pilot, which aired on 25th September. Martin plays an applied psychology professor, Alec Mercer, a globally recognized authority in the field of behavioral science. We are introduced to Alec's distinctive understanding of human behavior, which he applies to assist law enforcement in solving criminal cases. Sounds familiar, no? Well, when I was watching the show, I couldn't help but see how similar it was to the popular Fox Netflix series Lucifer. The show goes on with a very generic pace. We see the main character's brainy and sexy trait that charms many. Then, as it progresses, he stumbles upon a case that is elongated to one whole episode, also very similar to Lucifer. One of the things I liked about the show was how multiple plots were interwoven throughout the episode. Alec was solving a murder case, yet he had a dark past of his own that extended another storyline. Alec's character has given a much more thought, and he hasn't been shown exactly a perfect stereotypical law enforcement hero. Alec's character is more of a genius brainiac trying to solve murders in full Sherlock mode, but then he has troubles of his own. Starting from the physical appearance, Alec has nasty-looking burns on his face due to a church bombing incident years ago. You already see a flaw in the character, physically too. This defies the whole idea of having pretty-looking average protagonists. Moving on with the plot, Alec has to investigate the murder of a famous social media influencer, Jasmine. At first, it looks like a very normal case. They already have her boyfriend, Dylan, as a suspect, but the strange part about it is that the boyfriend unhesitantly agrees, despite having a pretty clean background. Again, thanks to Alec's Sherlock deducing skills, he clears Dylan's involvement in the first half of the show. But now he has to find out if it's not Dylan, then who killed the girl. The show instantly captures you with this gripping narrative, a very confusing case. And then with the writers throwing in some heavy psychology terms and theories, you are tricked into believing everything and connecting the dots yourself. As you get more involved, you end up solving the case yourself. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a sign of a good show. So, we are now triggered to observe each character and wonder who could have killed Jasmine. Obviously, it did strike my mind that she was a famous figure with 25,000 followers. I think it is safe to say she was pretty famous. So the possibility of it being a psycho stalker case was very high. I have watched enough episodes of You to know how these things work. Alec obviously thought so too. And bingo! They find a video on Jasmine's laptop. In the video, she discusses a man who poses a threat to her safety. Jasmine alleges that this individual behaves inappropriately and makes unwanted advances towards her during Alcoholics Anonymous meetings, where she and Dylan met. This unsettling situation has left her feeling genuinely worried for her own well-being. The police still thought she was talking about Dylan since he was a part of those AA meetings too, and they had a toxic on and off relationship. Still, Alec is suspicious, just like the rest of us. Long story short, Alec attends the AA meetings, shares his experiences, bonds with people to find clues. And after a lot of talking and using the Sherlock voodoos, he finally finds the culprit, who, drum rolls please, is a stalker. Very unexpected, right? The show had some very overused concepts that didn't excite me. It was going to be a crazy stalker, obviously. We all saw it coming. Then the generic stalker narrative continues. The I was in love, she rejected me story as usual. And with that, the case is closed and Dylan is free. Honestly, I was about to turn it off seeing a very plain ending, but what stopped me was the subplot, the storyline of Alec. The burns Alec got from church bombing haunted him in guilt as he recalled nothing from that night to catch the culprit. By the end of the episode, the focus is shifted to a court hearing of the man named Wes Banning, who was arrested for being involved in the church incident. He is now facing a parole hearing as he has almost finished his imprisonment years. Alec is at the court when he sees a stranger wearing a hat intervene, causing Banning to lie to the court and extend his imprisonment. Alec realizes that someone is pulling Banning's strings, scaring him enough that he chooses to stay in prison. This was very intriguing to me, watching a new mystery unfold in front of my eyes. Alec follows the mysterious figure, who manages to escape before Alec can identify them, and we are left to wonder more. To give an overall review, I highlighted some good parts and the bad parts, to have a balanced critique of the show, and for you to judge properly whether the show is worth it or not. One of the few things the show lacked was uniqueness. It falls into common overused ideas that many networks exploit to get a show up on the list. For example, unengaging repetitive mystery cases, illogical loopholes, and pointless and unreal aspects like involving a normal college professor in a murder case. I mean, who does that? This specific concept has been seen in many other shows, a common civilian protagonist caught in murder cases. On to the good parts. The intricate backstory is filled with numerous twists that promise to hold our interest in the series. For example, the episode is left at a cliffhanger, and I am dying to know who was the mastermind unknown person involved in the church bombing. This cliffhanger formula always has a high success rate. In my view, the show has explanations of complex psychological concepts and its relevance to understanding human behavior. But how long will they make it work logically for cases, considering they will have a new one every episode? And while the quality of the weekly cases may vary, the narrative can become boring or too predictable for the audience because crimes and investigations have a similar set of patterns. I hope they bring exciting, unique elements to Alec's subplot to maintain the show's engagement. I personally enjoyed watching a man playing mind games to solve cases, and I think you will enjoy it too. The show is addictive and entertaining, featuring slight humor, a little romance, and many dramatic camera zooms on Martin's face. But I definitely want to hear what you thought of the first episode. Please leave me a comment below and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.